Welcome to Blue Ice Arena. I'm Noah Bland with IEHL, the most anticipated competitive season that we have seen just yet. Ashdod versus Jerusalem, a rematch of the championship. What better way to start off the year of hockey? I cannot wait. And you guys are in for a treat. So much at stake. I want to remind you, this is not July 17th, 2024 anymore. It's a clean slate. That July 17th date was when it was the crucial game 3 when Ashdod beat Jerusalem by a score of 9-4. It was competitive, but now with a fresh slate, with a fantastic offseason behind us, that saw an exhibition game that proved just how strong we were as a Jewish community, as an Israeli community. Well, we finally can take all that momentum and bring it here. A season like no other. The season that'll display KHL stars. The season that'll display a potential NHL draftee, Nikita Zeitzerman, who will be playing today for Jerusalem. He's only 16 years old, yet he was the MVP of that game on Long Island, a game that was won by Jerusalem. They played Tel Aviv 7-6 at UBS Arena, home of the New York Islanders. Well, today, uh, Jerusalem is going to try to carry that momentum. We get ready for the anthems and such. But we're live from Ashdod Blue Ice Arena. We're about 20 minutes south of Tel Aviv, the great city. And we have been a really a packed house here. I can't stress enough how excited I am for this game, though. The lights get bright and shiny. We got a great presentation on the ice for you. Blue Ice Arena. It's a new arena, and they will certainly have their effects ready for us as we get ready. I want to remind you that we're just getting started, and this is not the only game today. Stick around for game 2 as well, as we have a fantastic night of hockey on tap. Let's go over what we have in terms of rosters. Now, a lot of the big names so far for Jerusalem, you have Chris Blake, Itzhak Levy, who's their captain. He'll wear number 8, reminiscent of Alexander Ovechkin. He's the forward. Yuval Halpert will wear number 24, and Josh Greenberg as well. Those names will round out. And in goal for both teams. And so, as we await puck drop, Ashdod will do a banner raising. No better place to do it, not only in their home rink, but in their home city. I know we play all of our games in Ashdod, and after winning a championship, I'm sure home feels a little closer, given the fact that we're raising the banner in the home arena. They didn't have to travel too far. Frankly, some of these players might have been able to walk today to the arena. It'll be nice to see that 2024 banner, but it'll be even easier for us to if they can raise 2025. That's the mission. Jerusalem's mission to stop that. Jerusalem has seen their fair share of gold medal contests. However, today, yeah, Jerusalem have seen their fair share of gold medal contests. that have been close but no cigar. Much like the New York Rangers of this era, they've come so close. They've reached two gold medal games and unfortunately haven't been able to win that gold medal. This is Blue Ice Arena from Ashdod, Israel. The Jerusalem Capitals will play the Ashdod Dolphins. Two teams coming off fantastic victories. Jerusalem on Long Island at UBS Arena. Ashdod defeating Jerusalem in 3 games to be crowned last year's champion. Before we begin this season, by the way, I'd like to acknowledge what this game and what has been done over the past 5 years. I was doing a lot of research, and a lot of players remember when this league was being played in a sandbox. So much so that we couldn't have a 5-on-5. Well, last year in the off season, we had a game at UBS Arena. Not only that, but we represented something that is greater. Mind you, this league started before the um, unfortunate, horrific attacks of October 7th. But we as a league, we as a Jewish community, and Israel as a country grew back stronger. Now, 5 years into this league's run, we can really reflect on how we have contributed to resilience. And that is not only what this league is all about, but what we as a Jewish people and we as an Israeli Jewish community can look back and reflect upon. So while you're watching this game and while you're enjoying the high flying action, the fantastic goals, remarkable saves, just remember why we are here and what we are representing. We are showing our pride for being who we are. So as the banner gets raised, as we all get excited for a season of fulfillment, just remember why we play. This is Noah Bland live from Blue Ice Arena, Ashdod, Israel, Jerusalem Capitals, Ashdod Dolphins, both rocking beautiful sweaters. Jerusalem in their red, Ashdod in the blue and white. Today's game will be fantastic. Today's game will feature uh, stars galore. I should mention the 16-year-old phenom, Nikita Zeicherman. Zeicherman is NHL draft eligible. There have been ramblings that he could be the first Israeli-born player to make the NHL. Fletcherman was the MVP of that game on Long Island, absolutely ripping shots left and right past the goaltenders. He had a hat trick and an ever so important game-tying goal at 6 apiece to bring it into overtime. And well, if you've been following the IEHL for some time now, you know that the rest is history. Jerusalem came on to win. They're going to try to bring that momentum in and play fiery as we continue to wait. So the due diligence has been done, and let's get ready to start things. We and this season is here. It's new. It's fresh. There are storylines galore. Before or the first puck drop of the year, let's talk about it first. Nikita Lukin for the Ashdod Dolphins, third in points all time. He was the 2024 Forward of the Year. Guys, he played in the KHL. The KHL is known as the second best hockey league in the world. It's produced stars like Igor Shesterkin, uh, Evgeny Kuznetsov, Russian galore. You have Ilya Kovalchuk played in the KHL. These are names that aren't just spots in the NHL. They make a name for themselves. Kirill Kaprizov as well. So the KHL, having players from the KHL play in today's contest, I mean, it really shows how far we've come, especially as Nikita Lukin takes the ice for Ashdod. Speaking of the name Kirill Polozov is fifth in points of all time. He was the 2024 league MVP. He also played in the KHL. Those two are a duo that will be scary as we wait the ceremonial puck drop. Both teams getting started. I'm sure they can feel the energy in their veins. But for now, we will have to wait for the puck drop to start. Live from Ashdod, Israel, this Blue Ice Arena. We're just south of Tel Aviv. The hustle and bustle of the big city, though, has followed us to the ice rink. About a packed house in Ashdod. We are ready, almost ready to get started. Let's bring you the stars for the Jerusalem Capitals. I've talked to him about it before, Nikita Zeitzerman. But you also have players like Yitzhak Levy. He's the only captain in Capitals history, one veteran of the year in 2021 and 2024. Levy wears number 8. And if you can associate 8 with another type of Capitals, the Washington Capitals, well, there stands Alexander Ovechkin. He's quite the name himself. He broke a seemingly unbreakable record, Wayne Gretzky's this season. So if the number 8 captain of the Capitals' success in the NHL can follow the IEHL, expect to have a big year from Itzhak Levy. Meanwhile, also Chris Blake is part of today's contest. Blake spent his entire career with Holland as the team captain, and he won the league MVP in 2021. And now with Holland under a new reign, with Puck Empire taking over, it, uh, it seems as though Blake took his talents to Ashdod. So with Ashdod already winning the championship last year, getting reinforced with Blake was sure pretty nice. So let's get ready. 2025, a season of joy. All eyes are on the IEHL more than ever. The most anticipated season in Israeli hockey history starts right now. The face-off won by Jerusalem. They play it back over to the far line. And now here comes Ashdod into the middle, back from the left circle, a drive that went wide, and now in to the near side from the blue line, walking it, a save made off from the stick back along the half wall. They still try to play with it. Jerusalem trying to get it out of there. Notice heavy forecheck from Ashdod. A shot. The save made again. Ashdod still trying to levy up the pressure. What I've noticed so far, we're only about 20 seconds into the game, and Ashdod, they're heavy on the forecheck. That's going to be a story to watch. Here comes Jerusalem. They dump in all the way to the far side corner. And taking it back in by Ashdod, they bounce it up the wall. The stretch pass goes all the way in underneath, and Ashdod get a quick change. Ashdod wearing the blue, the Dolphins, and some new fresh reds. They look really nice. A backhanded gather in by Jerusalem, and here they come up the wall. Carefully, closely back, centered over to the corner. Now in behind the net. 2 for Ashdod, 2 for Jerusalem. A shot and a save made. It'll be our first cover for the year. So again, as we noticed, our first period of play, we've only got a sample size so far. Watch out for Ashdod on the forecheck. They can be feisty. A shot off the draw, and the puck cleared all the way back underneath. There was a tip and cleared back in over to center. Pass diagonally threw it in across over the red line. Ashdod clears it in with a backhand. And here they come. Back inside the far side wall, they continue to try to fight for it. In Jerusalem, flying in to get the puck out of the zone. A shot from center ice, which went wide, caromed off the far side boards. Here come Ashdod. Now from the right side, threw it over to the front. The save made. Still, though, they continue the attack. It goes along the back wall into the corner, right by the fans as they get up close and personal to the action. A little bit of a hit along the far wall. And Jerusalem finally get a clear. Icing is the call. Already a lot of action on the Jerusalem end. Jerusalem having a hard time just gathering themselves after the Ashdod pressure. What I'm seeing from the opening, though, Jerusalem is controlling the wall, and if they continue to do so, it'll lead to pressure. If they can work in transition, then they can really start to generate odd man rush. I'm sure that'll be the plan for Jerusalem and company from the blue line. A backhanded play out. They continue by the red line, and Jerusalem regather themselves in their own end. Now we're red line clear, and it settles back all the way in underneath as Ashdod get ready to start the charge. A long stretch pass. It was batted away, but only momentarily as Ashdod continued to try to cut in underneath, but Jerusalem poke it back out of there and in through center. This is Noah Bland from Ashdod, the Blue Ice Arena. We got a banner raising for the reigning champion Ashdod Dolphins versus the champions in America between that Tel Aviv Jerusalem game, a game that went into overtime and saw Jerusalem win 7-6, highlighted by the play of Nikita Zeitzerman. Here come Ashdod, a shot save, rebound, it was up for grabs, cleared over the middle and back in through the blue line. They try to keep it in. Was it touched up? No. Play continued. Back in through center. Pass cutting through back over to number 21. They try to play it over back by the Ashdod bunch, and now angle through the glove side, a pass across, but they couldn't get the shot away. They'll try to play it in amongst the back wall. A stretch pass that missed its initial target would have led to a break as the Jerusalem forward had a skate over Ashdod. Play now with it along the side. Back in through center. Number 26 really tried to gather himself. Levy. Zeitzerman flied it by. Zeitzerman, watch for him to get a lot of ice time. Zeitzerman has been a key component to not only Jerusalem's success in the UBS Arena game, but also the trajectory of Israeli hockey players. To see a Israeli, he's so good that the NHL has their eye on him. It really is a testament to how far Israeli hockey has become, and with the IEHL gaining so much notoriety and success, not only in Israel but in the United States, it truly goes to show that the potential for Jewish and Israeli hockey is through the roof. The face-off in the Jerusalem zone is finally carried back out of there to try to continue to play with the puck and brought back in underneath and banked off the near side boards on your YouTube screen. Stick battle forward, and now Ashdod curling in, but we get a stoppage of play. We might get a penalty if I'm reading this correctly. No, we an offside call and a face off now in the neutral zone. Jerusalem. Face-off goes back to the defenseman, plays catch alongside in amongst that far circle. They clear it all the way in. It bounces amongst the boards, goes back in behind. Still try to play for it. Back in the corner. They battle away. And all the way now back in over to the blue line, chasing for it, number 25. They'll try to fight for it as it's cleared all the way amongst the boards. Now back in underneath a shot and save made. Jerusalem, sorry, Ashdod have really been applying the pressure, and that seems to be the way we're going, but we might get a penalty as the referee is addressing the scorer's table, and Jerusalem could be on the power play. Jerusalem's power play is lethal. Watch out for Zeiterman. I know we talked about Levy being the Alexander Ovechkin, but Zeiterman has an absolutely wicked shot from the circle. The power play was 3 for 3 to start off the day at UBS Arena. Here now works back in. I want to remind everyone, for those who aren't really familiar with how the power play works, icing is waved off if there is a clear from the penalty killing team. But now we get a stoppage of play. The face-off will go all the way into the Jerusalem end. So despite the momentum because of the power play call, it looks like Ashdod will now have 4 men as well for 4-on-4. So, nope, 4-on-5 continues, but the defenseman was all the way in on the other end. Here comes Jerusalem now with a head of steam. In over the red line, now the blue. Up to the left circle, looking to center the pass, and they score the first goal of the year for Jerusalem. It's that power play, and all the teams and the IEHL better watch out. You give these guys an extra skater, they will make you pay. Jerusalem, open the scoring. It's all a testament to their coaching and their ability to just set up shop. I know that there was a face-off after in the in their own end, in the way that they were immediately able to compose themselves, to start a play, calmly generate a chance in their own zone. It speaks to their ability to rebound. And now here they are again, fresh off new momentum, a shot that was easily saved by the Ashdod goaltender, and now Ashdod works it in from their own zone. Pass all the way up ahead. Polozov tried to make it a shot that went well wide of the glove side of the goalkeeper. Another shot from number 11. That shot caromed off into the backside and worked its way all the way around. And they fight for it amongst the near side boards. Some trouble. Into the corner they go with it. Wrapped all the way around. Ashdod trying to continue that pressure. It was blocked to the side. I want to remind you, despite the fact that we're having some technical difficulties up top, Jerusalem lead the game 1-0 off a power play goal. Puck cleared all the way down, and Ashdod find themselves in some trouble. But now, after a great stretch pass from pre-ice, a shot, and it was saved off of the side and back in underneath. A pass that goes left to right, all the way across, road to the front. They got it again. Jerusalem ambushing Ashdod 2-0. It seems as though they're on a mission. After losing in the championship game, they're not going to have any of it. They're still feeling the repercussions. They know that that gold medal was taken right off their back, and they're playing with a fiery motivation to gain that back. They've been drawn the short end of the stick throughout their whole tender in the IEHL, coming so close to gold, not just last year, but in the opening season. As we get some trouble now, the pass cleared all the way back. Jerusalem already somewhat making a statement for themselves. They play with it in their own zone. The pass flies past Levy, and Ashdod now control in their own zone, starting to break out up the left-handed wall now with speed. They try to fire the pass in, goes over to the backside wall. Somebody seemed to lose an edge, but picked right back up by number 18. Walks the line, gives a slap shot, went wide. They still try to play with it. Now the puck raveled itself all the way around the boards. Ashdod continued to come in. Ashdod down 2-0 in the opening period. But after seeing the game at UBS Arena, we know that anything is possible in the game of hockey. And by the way, score 2-0 is the scariest lead in hockey. Some may ask why that is the case. Well, I'll tell you. When you are leading a game 2-0 in hockey, there is that sense of mental reassuring, where you say we're in the lead, we have some comfort, some cushion. That's not always the case, though. And that's in Jerusalem after the save was made. Sorry, some technical difficulties on my end. We'll do another face-off. We got 2-0. It can be a mental game because you can never be comfortable in the game of hockey. 2-0 makes you feel like it. There's another save made because when you're down 1-0, you you can say, all right, well, one goal is the difference between a tie and a lead. But when you're up 2-0, that sense of cushion, it's an illusion almost. The puck clears itself all the way back. 14 gives chase, and we get a stop at the play. Icing is the call. The faceoff will go to the side of Ashdod. After the save made, puck goes in behind. They battle away for it. It goes over to the near side. Now Ashdod trying to work with it. A pass off the boards. They continue to fire it up the right-handed side. Levy broke it up, but his pass was intercepted by the Dolphins, and they come with the puck in through center. Number 10 took a drive. Goaltender made the save. Levy brings it back up the right-handed side. A pass all the way up the head and misses its intended target. Jerusalem go for a change. Still try to play it up the wall. The puck went free, and now Ashdod, they have some trouble, but now they have some numbers. Up a stick side shot. It went well wide and flung itself around the near side boards. First period, 2-0 our score. Jerusalem in the lead. They've been in control since the beginning. They saw that banner raised in front of them, a banner that they lost, and suddenly started playing with a lot of momentum. Ashdod fired up the wall. Somebody took a stumble and leads to open ice. A shot wide open net, but he couldn't hit the target. Now again in a high spot through the pass, waiting 26 around the net, a shot, and it couldn't hit the target again. 11 along the half wall. Ashdod with their first real threat of the game. Another one went wide, and they still try to play for it. Back in behind the net, now into the corner. Everybody biting their fingernails, trying to wait to see what happened. A shot again, and the save was made. Ashdod will find a clear. Jerusalem get a fast change in. Meanwhile, though, Ashdod not taking their foot off the gas pedal. The puck goes into the corner. Some heavy board play now. The corner, the boards are, I mean, it's how you win hockey games. It's like rebounds in basketball. You win on the boards, and you'll most likely win the game. Here comes Jerusalem trying to counter a shot. Save made. The rebound flew all the way into center ice. Backhanded pass. The puck was poke checked in onto the Ashdod side. Here they come up the glove side. A backhanded pass to the slot. And a save made again. Now up inside the corner, a shot went wide. Still some trouble and a clear. This is Blue Ice Arena. Noah Bland on the call. Jerusalem lead 2-0, but Ashdod have kicked the game into high gear and are looking to retaliate. But now a poor turnover and bailing them out was the Ashdod goaltender. Now back in behind. There is heavy pressure from Jerusalem. Jerusalem need to continue to elevate on their forecheck. They haven't been able to forecheck quite well. Frankly, the game has been played mostly in their own end, but they've been able to score when it matters. 21 shot hit off of the shin of one of the players for Jerusalem. They hold it amongst the boards. Ashdod now back to the corner, thrown to the top. That one didn't work. 21 took a stab at it. Levy was in there. Wrapped all the way around the board. Some physical play, and it's thrown into the center ice area. Now again, here comes Jerusalem with speed back into the corner, forced up amongst the boards, still trying to make headway with it. Number 4 back into the corner. 9 tries to center the puck back in, but they threw it all the way around. 91 is free in the slot, but couldn't get the puck away to him. Now back on the backhand. Some trouble with it. 4 dashing it on, and he gets by the defender. Looking for some help in through center. Lost sight of the puck. Jerusalem bring it back in. And through center they come. Back over the red line. Number 87. Reminiscent of Sidney Crosby. Likely a Sidney Crosby fan himself. Cuts in through the middle. Jerusalem trying to play back in. Here they are, up the right-handed side. Puck almost taken away. He has a man in the slot. But it was taken away from Ashdod. Ashdod trailing 2-0. They're playing from the behind right now. But again, still continuing that pressure. It's been the goaltending of the Jerusalem that's kept them uh, ahead right now. Still some trouble with it. They try to play for the puck inside the corner. Now back to the high slot. A backhanded shot read easily by the goaltender of Jerusalem. Now we get a stoppage of play. Face off will be to the glove side of Jerusalem. Try to capture things again. Look out and again for you hockey newcomers, watch how both defensemen are set up around the goal. They continue to play out with it. A 2-on-2 starts to develop amongst the right-handed wall, cutting it through the center, but it goes right into the stomach of the Ashdod goaltender, and a save made. Referee with his arm up to signal that we got a face-off to the stick side. This is Noah Bland from Blue Ice Arena. Jerusalem versus Ashdod, a rematch of the 2024 championship. The puck goes in through the wall, taken away, and a tough angle shot. Save was made. 2-0 score continues. Um, Ashdod might lead the game in terms of ice time in the opposing zone, but Jerusalem has been able to generate chances left and right. Ashdod taking things out in through center, really slow with how they break into their zone. They want to break into the zone with numbers. Curling behind the net, number 71, the Ashdod forward, brings himself up. He's got the size advantage on the defender. Played a backwards pass. The shot that was wide of the glove side, or sorry, the stick side of the Jerusalem goaltender. Now in some space, Ashdod, a pass over to the front, but it couldn't work its way into the net as it sailed well wide. It might have even been a pass, but it had the room in terms of net space. It looks like we get another stoppage of play. Let things go for changes. I want to start to introduce a lot of you watching at home to how the game of hockey really operates on a day to day basis, on a shift to shift basis. Most of these guys are coming in and off the ice after every play or even during every play. In hockey, you're allowed to make substitutions, what's known as on the fly. You can change easily. The puck is garnered into the Jerusalem zone. They fly it over into center ice. But it worked all the way back to number 25, went for a spill. 18 will bring it all the way behind his own net. And Ashdod will try to work things out now as they play it in their own zone. It looks like Jerusalem is the team implementing the heavy forecheck, and why not? You're up to score 2-0. You can afford it for now. If the score goes to 2-1, you might want to continue to focus on your back check. It was a back check that they worked well with throughout the whole entire game. Stick lift takes the puck away from number 25, and here's Ashdod in their own zone amongst the bench. The pass goes back. Here they come into the blue line. 27. Backhander over and up ahead. Jerusalem still try to play with the puck. They have some trouble with it. And it was thrown all the way in through the right side to go back around over to the far near side now. So space in for 88 to make his move, but it was taken away. Here comes Ashdod with some numbers. Taking back, freeing up some space. Now flying in. Here comes Jerusalem. A 2-0 and a save made. Ashdod was Ashdod was left dead to right, but their goaltender watched it all and was able to go from one post to the other, leading to the faceoff on his glove side. Face-off one. Jerusalem got it again. They curl it all the way around. And a stoppage of play. It looks like we have a timeout. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. That brings us to our first intermission. The score 2-0 Jerusalem. They're playing, looking for vengeance after losing in the championship game. This is Noah Bland. I'll be back shortly on YouTube. We want to thank everyone for joining us with the IEHL. Welcome back to the second period of play. It was the first period dominated by Jerusalem, and they will look to do the same again. You can really sense that they're on a mission. Ashdod really don't know what to do with themselves when Jerusalem have the puck in the opposing zone. Puck goes all the way around the opposing net. It's cleared. It bounces all the way into the Jerusalem zone. They give chase and get a change in. Second period underway. 2-0 Jerusalem lead. Goaltender has yet to allow a shot to go through the net. He's been strong, especially since Ashdod has had their fair share of chances. The shot caromed off wide, kept it to the blue line momentarily, but here come Ashdod. Now a stretch pass up ahead. Misses his intended target though, but Ashdod come in with numbers. 21 tries to play himself in around, goes back to the corner, thrown in front. There's some trouble with it. A save made, and the puck goes into the corner. Now still some havoc in front near the blue paint. They stick for it, and it's thrown all the way back into the Ashdod zone. Number 10 manages to get free. He's the lone Dolphin of the opposing zone, so he'll just wait through it in front. The shot was saved, but Ashdod continue on the forecheck. They got to cause havoc in the opposing zone. I know it is only the second period, but you can tell the game is slipping away from them, especially with each and every save. Speaking of saves, a glove try made by Jerusalem and a whistle. What Ashdod has to do right now is just gather themselves. There's still so much hockey to play that there's still so much hockey to play, and Ashdod have to recognize that they come in with numbers trying to occupy that blue paint to bring in just a lot of overwhelming bodies. But Jerusalem's been able to read it the whole way. Now we get a stoppage. Looks like we bit of a no, we're gonna have a offsides is the call. That goal, by the way, the second one, courtesy Elias Spector, Nikita Zeitzerman, the MVP of last season's playoff, already has a tally. So Spector and Zeitzerman essentially lead the league right now in goals. That goes back over to the left circle, and they can't seem to manage it in. All Ashdod have to do right now, from what I gather, from what I've seen, take a deep breath. Now again, some trouble down low and a cover. Reicherman's got a lot of highlight reel, and he's already adding to it in the 2025 season. The kid is 16, by the way. He doesn't. He's not even of age to buy a lottery ticket in the United States, but yet he can score a hat trick on Long Island. So that'll just tell you about his talent. And if anybody in the IEHL right now is going to play UBS Arena as an NHL regular, it's that kid Zeitzman. Pass goes all the way back around. Here comes Ashdod up the right-handed wall. They still try to play forward. A shot turned back. They set up in a diamond formation over to the right. Shot was wide and a stoppage of play. It went out of play and into the netting. Face off, they had some trouble with it, but ultimately Jerusalem was more physical, and so they could win it. The pass went all the way across. Number 10, Josh Hector, was on it. He defaults the pass backwards, and here come Ashdod now. In through center. Now was Lucan, and they still try to play with it free. Some trouble with it along the wall. Jerusalem has definitely been the more physical team, and physicality can win you hockey games. Still in the second period, we play. Another whistle as we reach the midway point of today's game. So now a face-off in the neutral zone, won by Jerusalem. Here they come in on a 2-on-2, trying to gather with numbers. Holding it back in behind the net. They gain a lot of preference. They really like to cycle the puck, is what I've noticed. A shot back in deep. They still try to play for it. Resinger made the save, and it was thrown all the way around. The puck went sky high. Looks like we'll have another face-off in the neutral zone. Neutral zone face-offs might be a bit anticlimactic and less exciting, but they are just as important as face-offs in the opposing zone. Speaking of opposing zone shot from Jerusalem easily saved as it went into the stomach of Yotan Resinger, and they'll try it again. It'll be stick side. Jerusalem can't set up shop in their own zone after the face-off. Ashdod trying to cut the lead in half here, curling all the way around, and they score! The Dolphins have reignited themselves. The score is 2-1 in a second period. Knew Ashdod wasn't going to go down without a fight. The shutout is over for Daniel Kreiner. Now it's anybody's game. Jerusalem have been able to cycle really well, but Ashdod knew it was coming. They continue to push the checking heavily in the opposing zone to cause havoc, to bring in numbers towards the net with their physical presence. And now we have a much different game on our hands. The icing will be the call, and it looks as though we'll get a face-off in the Jerusalem end, or sorry, Ashdod end, as Jerusalem try to get that goal back. Face-off, absolutely walloped to the ground was the Jerusalem centerman, but he does end up winning it. So that's called taking one for the team. All the kids watching at home. If you want to hit the deck but manage to win a face-off, your teammates will surely appreciate it. The puck goes back in along the backside wall. They continue to play for it, and now gathered in on in front. Ashdod now with a new energy to their play. The puck goes back into the neutral ice. Now on the back skate is Ashdod. They still try to backboard. Losing balance was number 14. Now back into the front. Reiner's got to watch out for it. Jerusalem break out of it. Now in through center and up the opposing zone. A 3-on-2 right to the net. But they couldn't manage to keep it in. Amongst the wall. Trying to play for it. Back in on the far side in the second period. The pass up ahead. Here comes Jerusalem. A shot. Save made. Rebound off of the paddle. And it went on into the corner. They still try to battle for it, muscling their way in. As Ashdod managed to continue to play for it now in through center. They have a break to tie the game with a breakaway, but he couldn't get the shot away. Jerusalem finally get it out of there in through center. Ashdod to play catch with it. They get a line change. It was the best opportunity of the day to tie the game for the Dolphins. Played all the way back ahead through the outstretched stick of number 8 for Ashdod. They continue to play with it in the opposing zone. The pass was centered, caromed off the boards, a backhanded play, and battled for amongst the blue line. They still try to play for it. The pass goes from one side of the rink to the other. Offsides waved off, delegated now to number 8. Ashdod trying to set up shop and gather control, but it was an intercept from Jerusalem. They bring the puck the other way, pass into center. Can't get it to go. 91 amongst the wall. He tries to get through it. A breakout pass, but it would have been offsides nonetheless. I think it was touched up, waved off, however. And Ashdod try to gather things now. reset themselves up defensively as Jerusalem bring in their breakout amongst the wall. It was taken away. Some trouble amongst the far side corner. They battled for it, managing to get it was Jerusalem. That was only momentarily. Now here they come. Ashdod had extra attackers, but couldn't gather themselves. I should have been really good at getting the puck into the opposing zone, but not keeping it there. That was a shot by Jerusalem. It was covered by the goaltender, and he played it back to his defenseman. Back and forth hockey. It's been a fast paced one as we continue the effort. Two players go flying to the ice. Now we get a whistle. Offside was the call after the commotion at the Jerusalem blue line. After the face-off, the puck goes into the corner. Some trouble with it along the back wall. 10 got it out of there. Pass back up ahead in through the blue line. Over to the backhanded side of number 19, who got sent to the ice as he tried to make a play on the puck. 19 trying to gather it in. Zeitzerman really giving him some trouble. Zeitzerman's got one heck of a shot. It is one of his highlights in the many skills he has in his arsenal. Ashdod trying to gather some make headway in the opposing zone. They fly it up a pass over onto the stick of number 14. Again, Ashdod trying to push the pace in the opposing zone. Into the corner it goes. Hector causing some havoc in amongst the boards. Hector is double teamed by Jerusalem forwards and they get out with it. Here comes Jerusalem. Back in amongst the wall. A shot that was saved. They still try to play with it. Jerusalem had it. A slapper that gets blocked away. And Levy was hustling, but he couldn't manage to keep the puck in. Here they come. After the touch up right in front. And they score two. But that Zitzerman, you give in that much time in front of the net, and he is absolutely going to make you pay. One of the most skilled players in the IEHL put on a show already with two of the three goals for Jerusalem. Veteran found himself in kind of a dirty area, but he had enough space to really sling it. Scores 3-1, and after building up all that momentum from Ashdod, they couldn't stop the winding stick. Bring it back up again. You're now in number 21. There was a shot and a save made. So it looks like actually after the stream, um, Halpert was awarded Jerusalem's third, not Zeitzerman. Halpert wears uh number 24. So Zeitzerman wears number 71. Frankly, Zeitzerman is so talented and has such a great shot. I believed it was him. Pass again. Shot was saved. The rebound was juicy, but Ashdod couldn't get to it now. The race was on. Ashdod still trying to play for it. After all the way around. And you'll notice now Jerusalem continuing to up their forecheck game as the time winds down. Throw it back to the high slot. It was a takeaway in for Joshua Greenberg. Greenberg's an IEHL veteran. Spent a lot of time. He might be a day one with the IEHL. I'll have to check my fact book on that. Here comes number 26 out of it, threw it over to the pass that was saved by Daniel Kreiner. Kreiner now look at it again. Kreiner's made every save but one so far today. He has been on his game. The puck goes all the way in. They cycle it around up to the wall. The shot was saved by Kreiner as he watched it go over to his near side from the rebound. They battle amongst the wall, trying to get physical. The puck managed to get free. Some trouble with it, and Kreiner stopped it with a glove. Face off again. A crucial one, won by Ashdod. The puck bounces onto the near side wall. Jerusalem still try to play with it. Zeitzerman couldn't hold it in, and we'll just watch the Ashdod Dolphins try to play with it. Zeitzerman didn't get back on the back check. Ashdod wrap it all the way around. The puck goes into the corner, trying to cycle it and at least make it a 3-2 game before the end of the second period, get themselves within one. Last time I said Ashdod was trying to get themselves within one, they scored. Pass again. They can't get the same luck this time, despite the fact that they were right in front of the net. Now on the Jerusalem side of things, they begin the attack. The puck was taken away. Here comes number 9 curling in. It was sticked away so all the Jerusalem defenders can get back and regather themselves. The puck goes into the corner, thrown to the high slot, not corralled in by the centerman, and in through neutralized. They continue to play with it. Ashdod fired up the left wall and thrown all the way back, losing an edge was the Ashdod defenseman. Leaves some space for Jerusalem. Now in through center, banks off the glass near us. Yitzerman, here's the superstar, causing 2 men to fall. Took a shot, a winding one as well, but it went wide. Yitzerman, Yitzerman again showing off his talent, his ability. He doesn't score there, but he absolutely takes care of the defenseman with his stick handling ability. Pass again, freeing up some space, but couldn't be held in by number 66. He had some trouble with it, lost sight of the puck, wrapped itself all the way around. Here comes Jerusalem one more time. Stoppage of play, or no, puck all the way around. Now a breakaway, a shot, save made. Actually, I believe it went wide. Now another chance thrown back to the front. Ashdod back into the left circle, looking to the front. It was almost a save made as the Jerusalem goaltender tried to corral it in like a shortstop and managed to do so. Bit of commotion in front of the net as the whistle was blown, and the faceoff will go to the right side. Still in the second period. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I am back after what was some exciting action in front of the Jerusalem net, and they now Ashdod continue to set up. They're setting up well, generating chances, but Jerusalem's goaltending has been proficient down in front, and they score again. Ashdod cut the lead to one for a second time. They won't go down without a fight. Goaltending has been proficient. We have some high flying hockey continues. We're gonna face off in center ice, and we'll get you the goal scorer momentarily. Jerusalem win the face off, and there's a cover. Face off will come to the glove side of Jerusalem, and they'll try it again at the top of the circle, trying to tie the game for the first time since it was 0-0 at the beginning of the first period. They play for it in behind the net. Some physical hardware up for grabs. Back now in deep. You can tell that the pace is really on guard right now. Both teams are going for a change. Jerusalem starts the breakout. Their lead just one. Waiting. Cutting into the blue line now. Number 26, who was sent off into the boards, went for a spill and couldn't keep the puck. Ashdod still try to play for it. Puck bounced off of the wall. Ashdod continued to fight, and here they are, just trying to get for it. They have a whole third period to tie the game, but it looks like right now they want to pounce on any opportunity they can get. They're the team with momentum, and everybody in Blue Ice Arena can feel it. Puck onto the stick of number 21. Set 25's got a good look. The shot was saved, but it rebounded back to himself. Now down in front. It silly bands off the wall. A good pass to free up some space for Jerusalem. This is what they did last time. Again, it's how they got their goal last time. They were lead was cut to one, and they immediately surged back. A shot was saved, popped up in the air. The goaltender went fish out of water. He was out of his crease to kind of pop things out. That was Resinger, and flies all the way back. Now it gets high back into the red line. Freed up for the Dolphins. Here they come from the circle, but right on the money as the shot was saved. Kreidler didn't really have to move. Face off to the blocker side now. What we've seen a lot of off the face off from Ashdod. They win the battles and then they try to set up immediately. Maybe if they want to get their third goal and catch Jerusalem off guard, they can win the face off and just sling one on target. Catch them sleeping a little bit. Speaking of sleeping, nobody back right now for Ashdod. They all finally try to gather themselves, but now they start in transition up and through center ice. They try really poke in through center. That one doesn't work, and now now Ashdod will gather it back again. Ashdod holding all the momentum. It's been a while since Jerusalem's got a shot away. This time the puck sails wide after the shot, thrown back in front. A off balance throw at the net. That one didn't work. And it scales all the way back. Icing is the call. So as I talked about, Ashdod are very reluctant to just throw shots on target. They want to generate chances, but maybe what they can do is just kind of cause a lot of commotion. We saw this on Long Island where most goals were scored after were most goals were scored, but that was again because of the absolutely outlandish number of shots thrown on target, over 100 shots total in that game alone, in regulation alone, really fascinating to see. And Ashdod can't seem to win the face-off, but looks like Jerusalem went early, and we'll have to try it again. So we will wait upon what we have here, and finally now a drop of the puck goes into the corner. Again, curling in, a shot that was saved. Goaltender almost lost his skates and went all the way around. 14 sent it back into the corner, looking for somebody in the slot or in the his own slot to get it out of. It was a shot from the center ice area that went off target. Here come Ashdod up the left wing wall. Stop now. Here's number 17. Took a shot on goal. It was Tapian. Score 3-2 in favor of Jerusalem. It was once 2-0, but Ashdod have come fighting back. That'll end the second period. The score 3-2. And going into the break, Ashdod have the momentum. This has been Noah Bland from Blue Arena. The inaugural game one begins, or third period will begin shortly. Welcome back to the most important period, or regulation period, that is, of hockey. It's been a fast-paced game that has seen one team especially dominate, but the other team refuse to back down. Twice, Jerusalem have had a two anyone's game. So hold on to your seats and watch out for those hats because this third period of 17 minutes will be a wild one. Circled it back in, a shot that sailed up wide, thrown back into the corner where it was corralled by number 17. He tried to have some trouble with it. behind the net looking for somebody to tie this game. The save made, went all the way. Watch that point blank save. And now we'll get a blocker side face off. Another save. Jerusalem standing on their head. They can't afford for this game to be tied. Again, Jerusalem trying to break out and regain the 2-goal lead. Back up top now in the circle. Ashdod. Here comes Jerusalem. Thrown back in. Around the net. Ashdod trying to find goal number 5, taking a tumble back in front. Down now, looking for somebody in the slot. Still trying to back over and near the wall. It was clearly just trying into the corner. They wrap it around. Ashdod down by 2. This time, though, the clock ticking away. The shot goes wide. Still now a backhanded clear. And they fight for it along the far side wall. Ashdod has to figure out something to do. We're just about 6 minutes to go, and it's been all Jerusalem in this third period. A wide open look onto the glove side. And through the left paddle. It looks as though Jerusalem's 4th goal right now has been the icing on the cake. But if Ashdod can muster up something in these final minutes, maybe we'll have a game again. It's been all Capitals right now, though, especially with the firepower they have on the ice. Kicked away, back up top, trying to zigzag his way into the defenders now, up through the left circle, and he takes it back in behind. Holding up the right-handed side. Back over to number 18, into the corner, almost tripped. Cleared in, Jerusalem just wasting time into their own zone. They're not necessarily getting a shot on goal. They're just trying to find the right look, but if it's not there, they hesitate to pull the trigger. Smart, and rightfully so, maybe. Back in behind the net. Ashdod even had the last night out. Now a good look and a shot that sails wide over the glove into the corner. They play for it. Trying to scale it back in. Taken away by the Capitals. And they just fly it into the neutral zone where it's knocked down. Ashdod going for a change. Taking a tumble was number 4. And as a result, a stoppage of play. It's been a third period of absolute domination for Jerusalem. Despite the fact that every time it feels as though face-off now again. Wrapped back around. It hampers off the boards and thrown all the way into center. Now again, a save made. The goaltending from Jerusalem has been spectacular. And as we wait, so what Ashdod can do right now, there's this strategy, I guess, in some types of hockey. Throw the puck on net as soon as you get it, and just put men right in front of the goal. And if we're to do so, Jerusalem win the draw and fire it back all the way in. Ashdod throw it back in. A poor pass in front almost led to a poor interception. Somebody lost their stick, and the Capitals will waste time as they throw it back in their own zone. Back on top and way ahead. Everything going wrong in this third period for Ashdod. They get a change in and look to start a rush. Up the near side, in through center, passing over to his wing, holding it now one more time up top of the blue line. Over to number 18. 18 threw it on to center and panked off the board. They still hold it now up the far side near the fans, watching, trying to find out if their home team is going to come back. By the looks of things, Jerusalem have been all over any attack. If anything is leaked with a crack, the goaltender has been able to find it. Speaking of goaltending, an awkward Dominic Haskell-like save on the other end, but he managed to cover. The Dolphins keep it within 2 after a scare on the other side of the ice. Now who knows what they're gonna do. Despite the fact that this was kind of how things went in the first period, or for the majority of the first period, the Dolphins weren't able to kind of gather in significant opportunities. Jerusalem had way less time in the opposing zone, but we're just able to score and threaten more. So if it's anything that we're expecting to see throughout the course of the season, maybe Jerusalem doesn't attack as much, but they generate scoring chances. And in this great game, that's all you got to do. They clear the puck down in, and the Dolphins regather it in. Here they come with speed in through the red line. The time ticking away, and they know it. But they're refusing to put a shot on goal. From the blue line, over to the far side wall, and now into the circle. They inch towards the net. A pass that finds the stick of a Jerusalem Capital, and now with speed, right in on goal. The breakaway, saving. A fantastic opportunity to absolutely run away with it. Now a 2-on-2 to finally cut the score again. The pass goes in off the stick after the corner, falling down a Dolphin near the right-handed side. Pass over to the front. They can't get a shot away. Over to the line. Slings one towards the net, but that one went wide as well. Into the corner. They still try to play for it. One more time up top, blasting one after being teed off, but it was blocked in front. They will play away for it, and now stop. To a timeout. Ashdod really have to rethink their approach in the attacking zone, and it might include just crashing the net, because what they've been doing is cycling, bringing the puck back to the blue line and just teeing away. Maybe what they do is just penetrate towards the net and poke near that blue paint area. Still await the timekeeper to give us what we need. So now a power play, and an important one for Ashdod. The score here can enter your net and tie the game after what's been a frustrating third period. The blue and white. Face off won by Ashdod. Exactly what they needed to do, and they set up top. Thrown over to the corner. From one circle to the other. Now up top. Puck was slowed down. One more time. A chance. Off in front and behind the net. 71 can't keep it in, and he'll trail all the way back. 2 minutes to go in the game, 2 minutes on the power play, and we're waiting. Now it's time to play. The Dolphins might have just shot themselves in the foot and caused a penalty when they had a late high power play. It looks like it could be just another save after some rough stuff in front of the net. Dolphins win the face-off, but the puck goes out of sight for number 71, and the time continues to tick away. Goaltender's still in net. We're waiting for him, and we're waiting for the extra attack. The puck entered back in, over inside the corner and out of play. One more time, Ashdod. Still with just 5 skaters. Over to the far side. Inching in, waiting for the shot. Hey, it was up the grab. Nope, the net was there. Poked off the wall. and Ashdod will have to chase, but the chance was theirs for the taking. Goaltender played it back out. Just limited power play time left. 50 seconds. Piercing in through the middle. A shot that was saved in the rebound. Nobody was there for Ashdod. Back into the corner. They muscle for it. 26 couldn't knock it down, and the puck scales all the way back for Ashdod. 26 desperately calling for it. Somebody's up the side. There might have been injury, though. And it's not play. Off the face-off win. 6 skaters. Still tied again. Sorry, out there for Ashdod. Save made. Play back up top. Shooting in. The shot was saved. And no, it was blocked in front. Now they take for it at the blue paint. Bodies go flying. Goaltender covers. And a whistle before some horseplay after. A lot of commotion. Ashdod players coming on for a change. Refs settling things in by the far side wall. So after that shot, it looked like the Jerusalem goaltender went for a steal. Ashdod will win the face-off, but it's skies past the defenseman, and he will slowly but surely try to play it back. But they still a power play. The Ashdod goaltender staying put for now. In the final minute, the puck scales all the way back, almost going in the net. It goes back into the corner. Less than 30 seconds to play in our opening game. Jerusalem trying to and looking to regain the advantage after that crucial final game last year. It might not be a championship game, but Jerusalem have beaten Ashdod to start the season off, or so it seems. Shot was saved, and the goaltender left a wide margin of error, but managed to miss the net, and that'll stop play. Ashdod fall after winning the championship last year, beating Jerusalem. They fall to the capital and will start the season 0-1. Meanwhile, Jerusalem, with everything motivating them, they still don't have that ever so important gold medal in their name, but everything else has gone their way. Take game 1 of the IEHL season, and it'll lead to the handshake line after a great game 1. The third period was somewhat uneventful. It was a fun first 2. Crucial saves were made, though, and Jerusalem come out on top. It's the Noah Bland from Blue Arena, and Ashdod with a home team. Ball to Jerusalem. Will repeat for the second game. So stay right here, because there's a lot more important hockey to be played. This has been Noah Bland from Blue Arena.